Caution, content's hot. You get to give me all you got.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Richard Travel Live Show. Happy to have you all here with me today. Looks like we've got a bunch of people still loading into the live chat. Nice to see everyone there today. Let me just kind of profile a couple people that came in early. And one shout out, my guy, Diligent Crab. I owe you an email reply. Very nice guy that he mentioned in the chat, like, hey, Rips, reply to my email. I gotcha, and I'll get back to that shortly. Looks like we got Fi-Fi in the chat as well with Greeny Travels, which is great. Mr. Mitch in there. Awesome. Great. So that's actually a nice comment from Mr. Mitch around what's happened lately in Afghanistan. So I did want to kind of start off the show on more of a somber note to pay respect to what happened recently in Afghanistan. It's very important for me to show respect to those soldiers that are serving over there. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to take a minute to remember the soldiers who gave their lives to protect the freedoms and also the freedom for us to travel the great world. So I'll play this for you now. We're going to come back in just about a minute and we'll start up the show. Thanks, everyone, for honoring that moment of silence. I appreciate that. Let's get back to the show. Let's start talking about what is going on here. We got a lot of great people in the chat. And on a funnier note, it looks like my green screen is not properly adjusted. As much work as I do. Hang on, guys. This is where it gets a little funny, a little bloopers outtake. There we go. All right, well, somber day, remembering those individuals that served. I also was told recently that there were 3 British individuals that lost their lives in the explosion as well. So I heard that it was 2 UK individuals and a baby. So unfortunate news. I will let you know that I'd like to kind of pivot the channel or the show today to more of an uplifting topic. You know, we know what happens. I want to try to entertain you for the next 90 minutes and take you away from that. Tremendously difficult situation going over there in Afghanistan, and everyone has my support, thoughts, and prayers. Let me go to the chat. Let's welcome some individuals in. We got RM saying hi to Fi and Mr. Mitch. There we go. Great. Go More Hike coming in there. Go More Hike is my cornbread guy. You might remember Go More Hike. He loves the cornbread. So I'm expecting many comments coming in, maybe asking Fi if she makes cornbread. That may be coming in as well. Tommy J saying hello to everyone. And Brock is in the house. Always nice seeing Brock coming in here. Brock is actually a star of Gotta Love Thailand's live show. He's always on there himself. So it's nice to see him on here. And great. Got a lot of people loading in here. Got about 60 in there as well. And Looks like RM is saying it's effing cold here, looking like it may snow. So I'll tell you that San Francisco here, we've actually gone through 2 straight months of not hitting 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Not sure what that is Celsius, but basically it's not been warm in San Francisco this year at all. Our unseasonably warm time is actually October. So coming soon, we may warm up. Everyone's thinking that that will still happen, but it's been unseasonably cool here in San Francisco during the summer months. So that's unfortunate because I don't like the cold so much. I'm more of a hot guy, which is, why I go to Thailand. And Mr. Mitch is saying, congratulations to Daystate Fox. And I'm assuming it's Deva is how you would pronounce that name. So for those that don't know, one of my moderators, Daystate Fox, and the moderator that is a legend of being a moderator on such channels like Retired Working for You, Chris Parker, Nick NDtvi moderates over on that channel. He's actually getting married today on the Daystate Arms lawn. So getting married from his residence today. So everyone, please put a comment in there. I'm not sure if he's able to make the chat today, of course, for obvious reasons, but I'm sure that he'll watch the replay, and I'm sure he'd love to see some comments in there like, "Hey, congratulations, Daystate, way to go." I'm a little more jaded on weddings and marriages. I've been married twice myself. I always want to say my condolences, but hey, can't bring that trash in here, right? Guy's having a great day. He's getting married. It should be fun and excitement. I don't want to tell him that there's no Santa Claus. But anyways, I digress. So trying to bring the channel up a little bit more exciting for today. We got a great guest coming on, and Fi and Greeny travels. His new channel is Retire Like a King. And I will tell you, Greeny is on my bad list because not only did he change the channel after I'd already created the thumbnail for the show this week, but he also changed it again. So originally it was Retire Like the King. And then after I created the thumbnail, posted the live show, he changed it to Retire Like a King. So I had to go back in, update the thumbnail. So funny. But that's okay. Hey, it happens. It seems like everyone's changing their channel names now to include something with retire. So I don't know. I guess that's a good thing. Carl's Thailand saying hello to Stuck in Florida. Good to see Carl in the house here. Tommy J is saying congrats to Fox and Mrs. Fox. I think that's an easier way to say it than trying to mispronounce her name. Hopefully I didn't do that. CJ Paradise is wishing Daystate all the best. That's nice to see. And looks like Gary Williams is saying hello to Brock. Ben Manila wanted to single you out for something great that you did on a video that I'll profile later if we happen to get to the vlogger news, saying have a great day, Daystate. And that's great. So Ben Manila was one of the large contributors to Johnny There Is Something Happening, his big video where he fed a bunch of people in Hua Hin. So just wanted to shout out to you, Ben Manila. Thanks for your contributions to that effort. Wow, it's amazing. We'll profile the video a little bit later on the vlogger news. Johnny, There Is Something Happening. Great video. I recommend everyone kind of checks that out after my show. So, and one little flex that we're doing with the show today. So like I mentioned, we have Greeny and Fi coming on. We're going to actually be bringing on Nick Dean from NDtvi. You might have seen that I recently just updated the thumbnail to the show with the passing of Dr. William from the NDtvi show. Anyone that's watched the TFI show might have seen him. Just a really funny guy, very knowledgeable with a lot of things. I know he is a bit controversial, but he just recently passed away. I woke up to the news that he passed away, so we're going to bring Nick on to talk about that a little bit. And what that means to him and the things that he learned from that guy over the months and years that he knew him. So be nice to kind of bring Nick on after the intermission break, after we have Greeny and Fi come on. So that'll be great. So one thing I wanted to do was I wanted to kind of pivot towards the whole thing we talked about last week around advertising for the show. That came up a lot. I was thinking, a lot of people don't like the timing of the show. I can't please everyone. I got all these different time zones. So I apologize to my Aussie friends that watch the replay or stay up late to watch it live because the timing doesn't really work for you so well. So I've actually pulled it back to 7 o'clock in the morning. So hopefully I look somewhat awake. But what I started thinking about was if I can't really adjust the time too much, what else can I do? Advertising. So last week we played some funny videos, with regards to the advertising. I got another one today for you. And this one, I'm just going to tell you, with this advertising piece, I had to think big. Well, I hope you guys liked that little trip to the moon, try to get some advertising out for the Richard Travel Show. I don't know how many people will be dialing in or logging in from the moon, but if they did happen to see my flag up there, feel free. You're always welcome. Any UFOs that want to come on the show can come on as well. So I wanted to address one thing that I have somewhere in my banners. I kind of moved a little bit down that I'll talk about now before we bring on Greeny and Fi in a couple minutes. So my big announcement, it might have been buried in all the description of the live show today, is I'm changing the channel's focus. So you might notice, let's see, up here, it used to say tips and tools for my Thailand, for your next Thailand trip. Now it's really around international trip because I'm going to sort of defocus from Thailand. So there's a lot of countries that I have not visited, as you can see from the globe behind. I'm really looking forward to getting over there because I feel like Thailand's going to have to be one of those vacation spots that will have to be further on down the road for me. When I initially started this channel, I was an American that was vacationing in Thailand, and I wanted to, make recorded videos, vlogs on my experiences there. I created the whole Richard Returns to Thailand series. Loved it, loved making that, putting that together. But then the situation happened, and I was locked down in my home country, and I ran out of material. I ran out of video of Thailand because I was only there for so many days. Came back, started this live show format, which has really taken off, and I love doing it. Love talking to all the guests that I talk to, but I don't know when I'll be able to get back to Thailand now. I really feel like it's up in the air, and there's a lot of other countries that I'd love to visit as well. So I just wanted to let you know that it's going to kind of pivot into more of a travel channel show. We're going to be bringing on people that have traveled to other countries, not just Thailand, coming up on the schedule that you'll see later on. So be excited about that. Thailand's always going to have a soft spot in my heart. I'm always going to want to go back there and spend a majority of my time in Thailand, but I probably won't end up being stationed there. That won't end up being my hub. It may be somewhere in Singapore that I end up stationing myself, just because I'm still currently working. So I need to have an area where I can work that has good internet, that is central to some of the business ventures that I'll be undertaking. So Thailand doesn't really fit that bill anymore, but hey guys, hang with me. We're still going to have great videos and live shows with all the great guests from Thailand. I just wanted to let you know that as you see additional recorded videos coming out of the channel, you're not scratching your head saying, what's he doing? I thought he was just Thailand. I'm going to kind of venture out a little bit. Great. So let me get caught back up to some of the things I did not show today. Just wanted to say thank you to today's moderators. Really a great sounding board this week to all the videos that we'll be playing today. Great. Thank you, Daystate Fox, Tommy J, Go More Hike, Mr. Mitch, Stuck in Florida. All those individuals. I know I left a couple people out, so Tommy J, keep me honest make sure I didn't miss anyone. I appreciate their help. It's tough. Sometimes I get so busy with work that when I have a couple hours left at night to do these recorded videos for the show, I'm kind of at a loss. And it's one of those things where you really have to be somewhat inspired to put together videos like that moon one. I mean, gotta be pretty creative there, right? So it takes a lot of work to put that Richard Travel logo on the flag, guys. You gotta do that frame by frame. It takes forever. I should hire that out to someone else that can go frame by frame. And I'm actually recording the videos now in 60 frames per second. So if you see a shot that's 5 seconds long, that's 60 times 5. That's how many times I have to place the logo on the flag. So that's probably too much information for a lot of people, but just want to let you know that's what's going on. So let's do this. Let's think about bringing in my guest of honor, Retire Like a King, Fi and Greeny. If I eventually see them come on and show their camera, that would be awesome. And there we go. Got them good. So I guess they have a new intro for the channel because Greeny did change his channel name. Remember, he used to be Greeny Travels. Now he's Retired Like a King. So I guess he kind of updated his intro a bit to sort of showcase the new title name. So he sent it to me this morning. I didn't even have a chance to take a look at it. Let's play it now, and then we'll bring him into the live show. Wow, I just love that new intro. That is awesome. Fi, did you put that together?
Hello.
Hello. What's up, Fi?
Yeah.
Did you put that intro together? That's awesome. That's so great. No, not yours?
He asked if you did the intro. She is no.
Nice hat, Greeny.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
Nice.
Oh,
Fi, what kind of sweater you got on today? Is that what, a little bear? What is that? Ah, it's nice. Yeah, that's similar to what we had on our pre-interview. You had the same kind of thing.
I just try to be cute. No,
Yeah.
Yesterday is black. Today is red.
Yeah, different color. Now, Fi, you did a great video with your mom. You and your mom were cooking on your own channel. It's Your Girl Fi, right? Is the channel name? Yeah. Was that fun? Yeah. And you do like cooking videos, but you also do videos about like leasing and real estate, that kind of stuff too, right? Condos and apartments, like in Jomtien, Pattaya.
Yeah, in Jomtien, Pattaya, but I have a lot more in Bangkok. Like 90% is in Bangkok.
Yeah. Do you find that most people like to see those videos that are more like in Bangkok and not so much the Pattaya stuff, the Jomtien stuff?
Yeah, because now I'm in Jomtien, right? We don't have too much here. Then I didn't put it up on my video.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think you'll do, like, once the restrictions kind of end, do you think you'll do more videos like that of the like rentals and homes for sale?
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
If I have a plan or I have if I have
All right. Okay. Joke's up. Greeny, get back in here. We all planned this beforehand. I think we spent about 5 minutes talking about this on the pre-interview. I don't know if it played well or not. I don't. People were picking up in the chat. So we were going to totally ignore Greeny. Now we're going to bring him in.
I think it went over everybody's head, including Kai's.
So the plan was to bring you guys on and just talk to Fi and not talk to Greeny, and then have Greeny playing on his phone and then just leave, and Fi kind of move him out of the way. So I don't know if that was just being funny or not.
I was talking to them online. You know,
like
So Greeny,
and talk on the phone.
yeah. Well, I think it went over most people's heads, but that's okay. Sometimes the jokes work, sometimes they do not. It's okay, man. It's all right. So Greeny, what's going on with the channel name, man? You're confusing me. Retire like the king, now retire like a king. What's next? Are you going to change it tomorrow?
When I first started my channel, initially the channel name was Retire With Me. So I figured, okay, I'm retiring, and all my friends, because I had about 13 subscribers, they can retire with me because they all want to retire, but they couldn't retire yet. So that was the name. And then people were like, oh, no, just do your name, Greeny, whatever. So I changed to Greeny Travels because I thought that it would be more of just a full-on travel channel. And, at first when I started the channel, I went to Panama and Colombia and Turkey and all over, Michigan, some different places. And then, I had to make a decision. And, I wanted to explore a few more places before I just totally settled down in Thailand. The plan was last year I was in Thailand for 2 months, and then I was supposed to go to Vietnam and Bali, Malaysia, and that all got scrapped because I had to go home. I did go to Taiwan for a few days, but then I went home. So I had to make a decision. This summer I was sitting at home and I hated it. It was just so boring, and I had to make a decision right now, like, where am I going to kind of lay some roots? And I decided, well, I know I love Thailand. There's other places I wanted to go, but I said, screw it. I can't explore right now. So I just got the condo here. Well, I came here, looked around for a while, bought the condo. And so my roots are pretty much in Thailand, but I think it's a great hub for Southeast Asia. Like you said, Malaysia, this is going to be, you said Singapore, this is going to be my hub. But I plan on, when we can, to start traveling again. And this will be my winter hub.
Okay. Wait. Give me a second.
Yeah, maybe move a little bit closer there.
Nobody can hear me?
No, we can hear you. I think they can hear you just a little bit lower because I turned my mic up, so I'm blasting out loud, and I think you might be a little lower.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what you might want to do, Greeny? I know I started following you, I think, when you had 90 subscribers. And I would tell you, like, I know you've gotten quite up there. I think you're over 6,000 now. I would say maybe when you get to be 10,000 subscribers, you might want to invest in something called a laptop and an external microphone.
I have the Rode external mics, actually.
I know you do. I'm just busting you. You have a great setup, actually. I've seen your gear.
Yeah. No, I mean, I bought that Mac Mini, and I could get a camera for that, but that office is kind of small to do it in there. So we just sit on the floor in the living room and chat with you on her iPad. So it's all good. It works better than my phone and whatnot. So.
Yeah, I mean, I give you a little bit of grief because, you know, I started following Greeny when he had about 90 subscribers. He was just coming over to retire from the US. He was in quarantine hotel. We set up the first interview with Greeny during his quarantine. It was great. He started doing recorded videos. It was hilarious, like the quarantine life, right? And then we talked to him again after that, and that was fun. He had decided on his condo, which was the Grand Avenue. And now you've kind of, not only have you gone up in subscribers, but you've also now purchased a home. So forget the condo life. Now you're like, you have a condo that you've purchased in what, Sattahek or Jomtien?
I'm in a condo. We're out by Bonsuray. It's like not called Not Jomtien, the whole like region out here. And you know, so you go, you know, Pattaya, Jomtien, and Not Jomtien, and then it's, you know, like set to hit proper. So yeah, we love it out here. I mean, it's, you know, just we can walk down to the beach, and there's a million, you know, I love Thai food, and of course she does. So there's like a million little stands around here to eat, you know. So
It's not sitting at all.
Yeah, I don't know if they were asking for a hat change or just to take that hat off, because I know the haircut's a little controversial.
Rob, that's the guy that's been in a few of my videos, Rob.
Is that the guy that came over from America and retired sight unseen?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like he should have his own channel. He's got quite a story to tell.
Yeah, he does. You know, he does, but he doesn't. He's the guy. I don't know if you've seen him. He's about 5'11", about 113 pounds. He works out 24/7, so he has no time to do anything. But I mean, he's working out day till night. He just went to the doctor, and they put him on all kinds of vitamins because he's, you know, just works out too much. He doesn't. Yeah, so he's obsessed with working out. So.
Now, and looks good, Fi. And I got to tell you, so Greeny, I mean, how much thought went into your channel when you met Fi? Did you have a conversation with Fi and say, listen, so I have a YouTube channel. I'd like to have you on the channel with me. How'd that conversation go? And did it actually happen? Or did she just started appearing? What was that like?
He don't say anything. When we first meet, he don't say anything. He's so nice, like he's so gentle, so soft, slow, like so sweet. And yet he's sweet, but now they're gonna be more crazy. Like he didn't tell me what he do.
So she does more Instagram and all this stuff than I do on Facebook. So it just all mesh well.
Yeah. I mean, was she okay with that? Like, hey, YouTube video's okay, no big deal.
She's a hand, yeah. She's mad that she's not in it more. I mean, yeah, but we'll do a lot more with her little channel. And you know, she's supposed to be doing real estate, but she's like a leasing agent. There's just nothing going on right now. And so eventually she'll post videos. People love the videos of condo tours and everything. So, you know, we kind of set up her channel so she can start doing that once things start picking up here. But it's been, since this last round of COVID, I mean, it's just been a ghost town here.
Yeah, it's probably tough for content, right? You can only record so much of like empty streets.
It's really, you know, I don't know if people are doing more and not watching as much YouTube right now because, you know, it's summer in America and Britain and everywhere else. But there's just nothing. I have no content. You know, I am with the retired thing. I've been doing a lot of research on some different subjects regarding retirement, and I'm going to be making some videos. And I really updated my like editing software, stuff like that. I just made a new intro for this new channel, and it took me like 6 hours to do an 11-second intro. So I'm really putting more detail into the videos and whatever. But so this stuff's boring. Anybody want to ask any questions about like real estate?
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. I just wanted to address the intro thing because I definitely understand what that's like. That intro, that custom intro that I did for you coming on, that took a number of hours. That was very time consuming. That was very difficult.
You know what? That was so good. I may actually scrap the one I worked 5 hours on.
I know Fi likes cats, so I'm like, I'm gonna put it in there for Fi.
Yeah, she likes cats.
Yeah.
So let's to your point, Greeny, let's kind of pivot the conversation around home ownership, right? So purchasing a condo, what was that like? What should people know about why you chose to purchase versus rent? I'm kind of a rent guy. When I come to Thailand, I like to not put an anchor down and just rent, but you've chosen to kind of put that anchor down.
I'm just the kind of guy, like, when I rented at Grand Avenue, it was perfect because nobody had ever lived in this unit yet. It was a brand new bed. Nobody had ever slept in it. I'm kind of a weird guy. I like to have my own bed. I like to have my own stuff. And, whatever, is like 125,000 US. So to have a condo, where you can just keep all your stuff and you can always go to, it was worth it for me because I plan on coming here, at least when things get back to normal, I plan on, probably like 6 months here, 6 months in America, or, other traveling around in between. But just nice to have your stuff all in one spot, to not have to deal with putting stuff in storage or doing this. I mean, we moved in here, I bought my own TVs, I bought my own bed that is softer than any bed that I've ever seen in my life. And we've done, we had a construction guy come in here and did some different updates, putting ceiling fans all, so I just wanted to design it the way that I wanted it. And, it's pretty much what I wanted. I like the pool here more than the Grand Avenue. The Grand Avenue was one of those long ones that kind of weaves around. This is a real nice pool with a lot of chairs around it. And, people can hang out and talk. At Grand Avenue, it was real hard to find like a chair to lay out. Like there'd be two, and half the ones are broken. The other ones are like a, half mile down the little lazy river lake, lake pool type situation. So,
yeah,
I really like it. This is more like a hotel resort type of, 24/7 living. So I really like it.
Yeah, I know what you mean about the pool too. So I had a condo in Jomtien. It was in the Vutaleha area, Vutale 5 off of a Teppersit Road in Jomtien. I liked the pool there because it was big and all sunny. So I'm an American. I like the sun. But what I found out is like my Thai friends did not like that pool so much because it was all in the sun. They get dark within 30 minutes. I actually saw it. I'm surprised. Now I know why they don't want to be in the sun, because Thai people just have that melanin that gets dark so quickly. It's amazing. Fi, is that the same for you? You get dark really quick?
Yeah, it seems like I'm driving out. My car is so clearly you can see it inside. It's no protect me. I'm driving for 5 minutes. I'm getting darker than him that he lay outside for like hour. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's really, I've seen it firsthand, half hour, 1 hour, they're dark. And anyone that's been over and seen the Farongs that are like at the resorts that have been out there for weeks, they get that I call it Thailand brown. It's that really dark Thailand brown you can't get in the United States. Like I could lay out all day, I'm going to get a little bit like bronze color, but in Thailand, you get like the severe darkness. I don't know what it is with the sun there.
Plus, she's got a double doozy. She's only half Thai, but she's half Middle Eastern, so she's got dark complexion 2 ways around. And but I got the best of both worlds. Everybody thinks she's Latino, and yeah, man, I got no complaints with Latino girls, and so like I got Thai, Middle Eastern, but people think she's Latino. So I got the best of all worlds, so it's good.
Latino beautiful.
Suwe Makma. So 13 Wake Up Call is asking, is your pool open now?
No, we just got the new rules so that you can open restaurants starting. Actually, they opened today in my area, but we finally ate lunch at a restaurant today. We haven't done that in like a month, but they put the word out today that the restaurants can open. I don't know if it's Monday or Wednesday. I don't know if it's Monday or the 1st, which is Wednesday. And but the pools can't open. No pools, no gyms. Locked up.
Farong 70 Baht is asking Fi, where is, how do you say that? Renew?
No,
Raining.
it's okay.
I don't know what you're talking about. That's we put it outside. Like go back down the story.
Nikki Dunn, thank you. Always good vibes here. I appreciate, Nikki, your comment on my live show last week. She had a very nice positive comment. I love to see positive comments. Always nice to see people that appreciate the show. So thanks for making time for it. Yeah. And I think, so Greeny, you're a big investigator. You love to investigate stuff. You like to look at the facts, the numbers. So I guess my question, my long-winded question to you is, was it a dollars and cents thing? Did you look in your head and say, I could save money by investing in property versus paying rent for 10 years?
I did crunch a lot of numbers. You know, the condo that I bought, they had it listed for a while, and you know, pre-COVID, it dropped 30% for what price I paid, what I made the offer, and so I was pretty happy. I've talked to quite a few real estate guys here, and one guy actually was the builder of this development when they originally built it. He said that I got a good deal on it, and he thinks I'm going to make money. So if he thinks I'm going to do okay on it, it's okay. But really, for me, I just want a place that I feel really comfortable. You know, even if I break even on it, I'm going to get all my money. You know, I didn't pay rent all those years, and I'll get my money back. So you can't really complain about that. But really, I paid $4 million baht. It's 112 square meters, and you know, the ocean view, it's not the best, it's not the worst, but it's pretty good. You know, I'm up 6th floor, and you know, so it's a decent view and whatnot. So, you know, I think I'll do okay. I'll probably get some money back. Maybe I'll make some money. Literally 3 minutes from our condo, we drove there, right in front of our condo. Drive down 3 minutes. They're supposed to be building the new Icon CM, which if you've ever been to that one in Bangkok, it's one of the nicest malls in Asia. And supposedly right on the water down here next to Ocean Marina, they're going to be building that. The other day I walked to that site. So if that goes up there, there's a lot of new stuff here. I'm going to do a video soon called the Beverly Hills of Pattaya, and there's an area out here that's Chocolate Man can do it now because I just said it. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's no longer his channel name, by the way. He's updated it to Retired Life Problems.
Oh,
get on board. He doesn't like it when you say the old name. Listen, got to show some respect here.
You know what I changed my channel to is Retired Life, No Problem.
No problems.
Yeah, actually,
interesting.
I'm punching different names on, like, there's an app called TubeBuddy. So I'm punching different names just to find, like, in search rank, different things. And I did his name, Retired Life Problems, and it came up with a 90. Then I did Retired Life, No Problem. That shot 100 in the rank, like a perfect score. So I'm like, yeah, but probably a little too close to James's channel names.
Yeah, interesting.
Like, the one that I did, the Retire Like the King, I actually had it retired like a king. I got the domain name if I want a website, and I ended up changing it to The King because it went from 75 to 100 in the rankings, but everybody said, that doesn't flow good, and a couple people commented on, you know, when you posted it, and I'm like, I'll just change it back. So I can flip
It's interesting. You know, and this is the same thing when we talked on the pre-interview, Greeny. I felt like you have changed so much since when I first met you, like in a good way. Like, you know so much about YouTube now. Like, we were talking about analytics, keywords, tags on the pre-interview, and you didn't know anything about that if I go back a year ago, you know? No. So how did you learn all that? Did you have someone, I know Julian K. Glasser sometimes listens to the show. He's big on that. Did you talk to other vloggers like James, or did you just learn it yourself?
I have videos about, you know, I've just been studying. It's like taking classes, watching the video. I mean, besides YouTube for, you know, watching travel, watching whatever, there's a lot of tutorials on YouTube about how to make videos, you know. And so we watch a lot of that. Then I started watching a lot of videos on Final Cut Pro, how to do that. And I'm going to watch it on how to build my website, you know. So you can learn a lot. I mean, it's like going to school watching videos on YouTube. It's really good.
Yeah, and just so people know, like, a lot of vloggers will just use iMovie that comes free in their MacBook Pro, right? And they'll use that, and that's fine. And they'll sometimes start on their phone. That's how I started. I started making videos on my phone. So did Greeny. But then you want to transition to something more professional, like what you did, right, Greeny?
It is, but I'm still learning it. I mean, I'm, you know, barely touching the surface of what you can do with this program, you know.
So Phi, I have a question for you. So when I get back to Thailand and start doing my own vlogs on Richard Travel, I'd like to invite you to be on some of my vlogs. Would you like to be on some of my videos?
Sure.
Greeny, is that going to cost me anything? Come on now. The partnership.
It costs me every penny that comes in on YouTube is how much it costs me.
Fi, what is your favorite food? Your favorite food? I will buy you that. We'll have a nice lunch, nice dinner. Greeny, you're not invited.
She's not gonna say. It's gonna pop up immediately on your comments. I'm sure. She's gonna say what Fi likes to eat. Since she eats it.
Well, Fi just recently ordered that big box of seafood for you, right, Greeny? You had that shipped in, all taped up, ice. That looked like fun. A lot of different kinds of seafood in there.
$16 US.
How much?
Like 16 US and 16 or 18 US. I don't know, something around there. But I mean, a lobster tail. These other little, they call them, I don't know, like shovel lobsters. They said 2 big fish, all kinds of shrimp. You know, I got a thing of oysters, squid, like a ton of food, ton.
Wow. Nuts.
And I don't know.
Say hello to Icy. That's my style. She's a big fan of the live show. She's been on a couple times. We're going to try to have her back. In fact, Icy, since you're listening, I've got to get you in the schedule to come back on. Icy's kind of a fan favorite. I think Fi is getting to be a fan favorite too. I think Fi's channel is going to blow up once people realize her channel name is Your Girl Fi, right? Did I get it right?
Start putting some videos on there, but yeah, there hasn't been a video in a while. So.
Hello.
Is Fi going to maybe change the channel name to Retire Like Fi?
Retire with Pakapao
How
something.
about Greeny retired, get your ass to work?
Pakapao Queen or something.
I love, Greeny, how you're like the producer in those videos, but you're not like a silent producer. You're actually on the videos, like tell the people what you're making, show a picture. I love that. I think it's hilarious, but I think Fi probably says like, enough, Greeny, I got it.
Yeah. People ask, they want to see her cook, and it's just, I'm not going to put it on my channel, and that's fine. She can put it on there. But, you know, primarily, like I said, hopefully when things get moving again, she can have, you know, some condo tours and different things like that. People really want to, when they start coming back, they're really going to want to see what's available and what the current pricing is and everything. I mean, so yeah, that's what it'll be mostly used.
Gotta love Thailand. Welcome to the live show. He's got a great channel as well. Got to love Thailand. He's actually building a home in the rural area of Thailand. Greeny, I don't know if you've checked out his channel. He's got some great videos around his home building that he's doing out there. Really good channel.
Yeah, I can't even keep track of the names. I watch just, watch videos for hours and, you know, just bounce. It's mostly Thailand genre. Yeah. So.
Yeah. That's why I got to tell you, I just go where I'm told. My moderators are the best in the world because they send me links like, check this one out, check that one out, check this one out. So I come into Friday like I'm chock full of information, this kind of stuff. So, but so many videos to watch.
Well, the one that you profiled last week, that Key Swan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been watching this for a while. He actually was real big on Instagram and some different things with, I can't remember if it was computer gaming or something. So he has some experience in social media. So he's going to do well. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, definitely. I felt like he not only got recommended to me, but a lot of other YouTubers as well. Like we were all saying like, yeah, that showed up on my homepage as well. So he was doing something right. The YouTube gods were shining on him.
Yeah, he was doing some things with like 100,000 views, but not on this platform. So he knows how to do it. He's going to, you know, plus he's kind of interesting, younger guy, and he's going to do well, I think. Yeah,
I think so. And then Tommy J's asking if Icy and Fi may do some collaboration for cooking. Ooh, that would be fun to see Fi and Icy doing some videos together.
And she's what's your friend's name?
Guang.
Yeah.
Meet Guang a lot.
See you around? Oh, you met Guang?
Now she's kind of busy.
Yeah, she's doing a lot of modeling. Yeah, she's busy. She's been on my show a couple times. What can I say? You know, I get the best. She's very beautiful.
We went to the zoo with her one day.
I'm waiting for Fa, right? To come to make cookies with me and bring James too.
Yeah. we haven't socialized with anybody lately. As you know, these cases come down. I just got my first vaccine the other day on Wednesday, and I mean, we've been really just hanging out with each other and haven't been around any other people really. I don't, she signed up for the Moderna, and that may not be for another month or two. I'm not going to deal with the red country vaccine.
Oh, the Sinovac or something.
The Pharma Sinovac, yeah, we're not dealing with that.
Greeny, do you think that might have caused the baldness?
Who's bald?
You
see that?
Yeah. No more hair.
Yeah, but
just saying.
You see I can grow hair?
Greeny's so serious all the time, man. Can't get him to laugh. Making jokes here. These are great one-liners coming at you. You're missing it. Okay, tough show. It's tough running a show like this. Tough guess. It's a little hot in here, guys.
Girls have broken Greeny's heart, so he has no emotions anymore.
Nick from NDtvi saying, good evening, guys. Nick's going to be on in a couple minutes. We're going to talk to him about unfortunate passing of Dr. William from his show and talk about the TFI show. So he's coming up here shortly. But I just wanted to say hello to Nick. But it's interesting. Yeah. And so, Brian, it's interesting because when I found your channel, you were just kind of finishing up videos on Turkey. Is that a country that you still want to go back to? And do you recommend it for people like me that have never been?
Turkey is one of the best countries I've been to, because the Mediterranean is so blue and so beautiful, and there's mountains and castles. And it's so underrated. And the US dollar was, your value on food and everything is as good in Turkey as it is in Thailand. Now, the problem with Turkey is when I got there was September, October, November. You can go on a 3-month visa, or, visa, you could get into the internet. It's good for 3 months. So I wasn't planning on staying there into the winter. But I was going to stay 3 months, but then I was able to get into Thailand. So I had to fly back to America, take care of everything at the consulate in Chicago, then come to Thailand. But as far as going to Turkey, if you can go to Turkey September, October, maybe part of November, great weather. There's, like I said, just mountains and castles. And you go to Cappadocia, and there's I slept in a cave. It was like there's cave hotels. They build the hotels inside actual caves that people used to live in. And every morning at, dawn, there's 50, 100 hot air balloons going up in there. I mean, I don't know right now because of the situation, but Istanbul, very, people think it's dangerous. I thought it was a great city. Met a lot of nice people there. I was wandering around in Izmir, and I was there 3 weeks before the big earthquake. And I was in Izmir. I kind of wandered into what they call the ghetto, the real bad neighborhood. And I mean, it was like bombs that just went off there. And it was from a war 50 years ago. And it still looked like that. But, these guys saw me there and started talking to me, and they bought me lunch. They wouldn't let me pay and stuff. And then I got back to the hotel, and the guy's like, oh my God, I can't believe you went in that neighborhood. It's so scary. And I'm like, I don't know. Glad they didn't rob me, but they wouldn't even let me buy lunch there, these guys and stuff. So,
yeah. I want to say hello to Martin. Good evening, everyone. And Cobus, I saw this message. Tommy J or Mr. Mitch or Go More Hike, if you can make a note of that and get that channel name to me, I'll definitely check into that, Cobus, and make sure. But one question I had for you, Greeny, you mentioned that they had the water in Turkey is blue. So not really a fan of the blue water. Do they have green water?
What?
Do they have green water in Turkey?
It's the Mediterranean. It's beautiful. Trust me. It's beautiful. It's blue, turquoise, whatever. I mean, it's beautiful water.
Yeah, not really seeing it. So blue's beautiful, huh?
On here, Bonsaray is worth visiting. I know you're trying to bust my balls, but
I know these jokes are going nowhere today. By the way, I wrote all these jokes down ahead of time. Never do that again. Hello, Brian Flowers.
I'm not going to be allowed back on the Richard Trail. So somebody asked if Bonsaray is worth visiting. It's a really cool town. There is a lot of expats there. If you're into a place that's a lot, lower key than Pattaya, there is quite a few bars, a lot of expat bars. But it's just not that wild scene in Pattaya, but the beach is beautiful there. And it's a really nice place. There's one place with a bunch of little cabins on the water there. And, it's just like a mini Pattaya without without soy bucow and walking street type of thing. But
I haven't really partaked much in the Pattaya nightlife. Do they have a strong nightlife there? I wouldn't know much about that. Is Pattaya, they have a good nightlife? A lot of bars in Pattaya?
Where's Pattaya?
I don't know. It's somewhere near Jomtien, I think, right?
Oh,
Guys in the chat.
you talking about Nana and Pattaya?
Again, these jokes are going absolutely nowhere. This makes me want to just go back after the video and just edit these sections out.
It makes you want to choke me out.
Yeah. Chev and Dev saying hello to Greeny and Fi and Richard. Nice to see Chev and Dev in there. Channel's taken off, man. Chev and Dev got some great videos on there. So check that out.
They actually have talent. They actually, know what they're doing. So we're going to get up there. I'm hoping to, in October, I'm hoping to go to U.S. for the month of November. But I'm hoping we may even go for a month in October to Chiang Mai. We're thinking about, at least 2-3 weeks in Chiang Mai.
Gotcha. A question from Go More Hike to Fi asking if she can make cornbread.
I can cook anything. She just follows the recipe.
So that's a yes. So Go More Hike, you found someone that said yes.
She just did bread, like a white, what was that bread? It was like a real soft.
It's just a white bread.
Oh, excuse me. It's one of the videos. Did a bread. It came out great. So I'm sure she can make cornbread.
Yeah. So Greeny, I'm going to kind of wrap things up here. I just wanted to say congratulations to all your success, man, on the channel. I'm blown away. It's so well deserved. Like I said, I started following your channel when you're under 100 subscribers. You were so excited to get the 100 subscribers. You've surpassed that. Your videos are excellent. I just love the honest videos you're putting out. And Fi, you're a great addition to the channel. Really love what you're doing there with Greeny.
Thank you.
And for all those people that are wondering, all pre-interviews in the future are now canceled because the pre-interview, we had all these great jokes that did not go over well today. So those are all canceled now going forward.
Let's set the record, Richard. All the jokes for your
I'll take it. Hey, I'll own it. It's my show. I'll own it. But the best thing is I have the last laugh because I get to play your intro. So thanks for coming on. We'll see you on the next one. Greeny and Fi out.
But thank you.
Haha, I got the last laugh on that one. But I'll tell you what, we had a lot of great jokes that sounded great on the pre-interview and just, man, did not go over too well on the show. So make a note, no more pre-interviews, maybe just a quick sound check, and we're just going to wing it from now on. So nice to see all the vloggers in the chat today. Awesome. Had 30 in a wake-up call. It's going to be featured in the vlogger news a little bit later on. But let's do this. I want to take a quick intermission break because I wanted to bring Nick from NDtvi on. So we're just going to take a quick break. This is actually kind of well-timed that Nick's coming on because Nick is from the UK. And my intermission video this week is my travels to London. Again, we're talking about advertising, trying to get the name of the Richard Travel Show out there. So hopefully this makes you laugh, this intermission video this week, my travel to London to do some advertising. Nick Dean, welcome to the Richard Travel Live Show. How are you today?
Well, I'm okay, Richard. Bit of bad news today, as you know about. But yeah, plodding on, as they say. London, by the way, is really not my cup of tea.
No.
I used to live in London quite a few years ago, for like 3 years on and off. Well, cool. I had a really cool job down there, but no, it's not not these days anyway. Not really my cup of tea.
Yeah, and you have not been back in quite a while, right?
At the moment, it's over 3 years since I've been back. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I was meant to go back last year, but obviously the situation started, so I didn't want to go back in case I got stuck there.
Yeah, and so I guess I want to talk a little bit about the untimely passing of Dr. William, who was actually, the star of many of your shows. He was quite controversial. People either loved him or hated him, but a lot of great information. So I'm sorry to hear about the loss of him. My condolences go out to you and everyone else that was very close to him.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, with myself, I've known him for 1 year. When he first came on the show, Martin knows him quite well. I think he's worked with him quite a bit over the years. When he first came on the show, when Martin got him, he said like, "Look, I've got this guy, this doctor. You'll love him." And I'm like, "A doctor?" He said, "No, he's really wacky, Nick. You're gonna love him." I'm like, "What?" And I was thinking, what's this gonna be? And I only met him on that night. And when I first went in the bar, I introduced myself and I said, I tried to run over what I'm going to do with him, and he just wasn't bothered. He was like, "Can you do this for me? Right, get me a lady. I need a lady." And he wanted it for his trick, what he had. But it turned out to be an absolutely fantastic guest. Probably one of the best guests, certainly the funniest guest we've ever had on the show, because he's so wacky. Yeah.
And I feel like that's what really got people to like him, because he was a little wacky, a little crazy.
It was, what was funny about that show was the very first one he did was the chat. The chat was just hilarious. Particularly, I think it was Mally. He gave Mally some money he basically, what he was talking about, because we were at the time, it was about the situation. And he was saying, he was trying to explain how us humans live, and this is what you do with COVID. And he basically just put his tongue down Mally's neck, and everybody was going mad. That was, with Dr. Williams' view was, we spread our germs. This is how we build our immune system.
Yeah, was that tough for you on YouTube? Did you get like a mark on? Did you get any kind of violation for that kind of speak?
No, we didn't. No. I mean, he never swore or anything like. You know what YouTube's like. He picks you up on all kinds of things. But no, they didn't. I don't think, as I remember, you actually saw the tongue down the throat, and Mally was like squirmishing. She wasn't expecting. None of us were expecting what he was going to do.
Yeah.
And when in the chat, it was hilarious, because it was like comments were like, "This is brilliant. Get him off. He's a rapist. Get him off." And it was just so funny.
A lot of that stuff, you can't script it, right? When stuff like that happens, it's live.
No, and we didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know what happened. I was like, "Oh my God, what's going on here?" But it was the chat on the night what make it. Sometimes the chat can make it, so funny, which he did on that one. And then of course we had him on again with the ladyboy, and he requested that we get a ladyboy for him. And I just thought, oh, what's he going to do this time? And he was obviously going to do the same thing again. But the latter show, the last one, it was when they had me in his office, and Martin on his machine. You see, I know he comes across wacky and that, but what he's actually into, I'm into as well. And I became pretty good friends, online friends with Dr. William over the past year. I spoke to him probably, at least once a week, sometimes every day, and he'd give me advice on things. I'd ask him about situation with COVID, vaccines, this and that, and he just gave me his honest opinion. And don't forget, this guy, I think he had something like 22 patents in vaccines, so he was a pretty smart guy.
Yeah, I mean, so it's interesting. So he unfortunately passed away. Do we know like what the situation was?
I don't actually know what, but I'm presuming it's something to do with don't quote me on this, something to do with cancer, because he has had cancer for a number of years. But he did actually cure himself of cancer a few years back. And that was with placenta. He was using human placenta to do it. And it actually worked. So fair play to him. But we always knew, even last year when Martin said to me, I also think Martin's got some sneaky videos somewhere of his memoirs, but I think he asked Martin to film these because he got a lot to say. He got a lot to say after his death.
Yeah, and I was going to ask you, you got to know him pretty well. And, just so Martin knows, I did get the video that Martin sent over. There's a link that you wanted me to play. I'm going to decline playing the video. I really feel like that really should reside with you.
It's okay if you want to play, that's fine. I mean, I was going to suggest doing that anyway. Martin's created it. I asked Martin, I said, I think we should. I was really on about his memoir videos, but I think Martin's keeping them close to his chest, which is fair enough. Because Dr. Williams got a lot to say, and he had a lot to say, but he didn't want it saying while he was still living. He's not. I mean, Dr. William. The way I see Dr. William was, he looked crazy. He was wacky as hell, but he was a genius. He's a. These kind of geniuses they come across as not kind of usual people, but a total genius. Yeah, if you want to play it. Go for it, Richard.
Mama put my guns in the ground. No, I can't shoot them anymore. Don't look like cloud is coming down. Feels like knocking on heaven's door. 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 Knocking on heaven's door.
Have fun, behave, and be safe. I love you all.
Yeah. Martin just he just uploaded that one. I asked him today to make a tribute of some of what you've got for Dr. Williams. So he's obviously been working on that all day. Obviously, it takes you a long time to dig out these kind of clips.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you one thing, it does. But Martin's very quick with this whole thing. So the fact that he's able to put that together, that would have taken me probably 2 days. So Martin, good for you for being such a professional that you can throw that together so quickly. It was great. And sorry, guys, if the audio might have been a little not optimal. It's a StreamYard thing, you know.
Yeah, just go to the channel and have a look at it. It's only on for, I think, 2 minutes, 50 seconds or something like that. So just a little tribute what Martin's put together.
And Nick, I always want to ask people, because I learn a lot from people that are older than me that do pass away. They have a lot to share towards the end.
Yeah.
What did you learn from him?
I learned that he's, I think he was renegade, this guy. He worked for the government for years. He was a scientist. He was, like I say, he's got all these vaccine patents. And then he went renegade. I think he went the opposite way. But he didn't really say much. He would give you a kind of yes and no, but he didn't want to say much. He felt like he told me about, probably don't want to go deep into this, but because people might think you're mad, but he told me a story that what he found out, like that he was told to keep quiet about HIV, it being a scam. He said it was a 90% scam, and he said he was told to hush about that. I've even got the messages from him. But
yeah, and I think so. We all have opinions and beliefs, and so just so people know, you and I do share some of those, but probably not the place to have those conversations.
No, I agree. But what you got to think is this is a guy that comes from a professional medical scientific background as well.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely had a lot of knowledge. And one of the funnier clips I always have in my head is you were insistent on showing people that was his real hair. You pull on it and say, listen, this is his real hair. He knows what he's doing.
everybody was saying he's wearing a wig, because I think he had some mad color in his hair when he first came on. And to be honest with you, I think the way he sort of combed it, he might have put straighteners in it or something. It did look like a wig. But after the first show, he saw the comments and he was going, "It's not a wig. It's not a wig." So when we had him back on again, I had to pull the hair. And I told him I'm going to do that, so I'm going to pull your hair. He's like, "Okay, no problem."
Yeah, he was hilarious. Like I said, he's probably your most controversial figure you've had on the show, right?
Like I've just said, what I've just said, that's very controversial. But he believes in, and he has got a scientific background. He was very eccentric. I mean, I've been looking at his Facebook page today of people who've known him, messages coming in, even from his daughter, who obviously loves him, but she's also got some negative things to say about him. And from what you can tell, he was the life and the soul of the party. He was Mr. Party. This guy, he drank a lot. He liked women. He liked ladyboys. He was a partier. He was a smoker. He just lived life to the full. I think one of his sayings was something like live life to the full. I can't remember his four-wordy thing, but he always says, here once, live it. That's his saying, here once, live it. So that's what he did.
Yeah. So I want to switch gears a little bit, because I do want to we talked about this a little bit before you came on. We did a little sound check earlier, make sure this is all good. I want to kind of pivot around the UK, making Thailand a red zone country now. I'm interested to get your feedback on that. I know it's an open question, a loaded question, but it's a very it kind of pisses me off a bit, because I'm sorry to swear that, but a lot of my my followers and that are from the UK, and they've had it's 20 months now, is it, or something like that, of not being able to come back here. And a lot of friends and a lot of subscribers have been building up to this, and then just like that, the UK puts Thailand on the red list, and who knows when they kind of remove these things. From what I see, they don't remove them. It takes some time, which a lot of people wanted to get out here for November, December. Everybody was gearing towards that. We're also gearing towards it. We need them customers as well coming out. So it's a bit of a letdown, to say the least. And then, and it's one of them things as well. Everybody's got the vaccine so they can come, and now they can't come. So I just do feel sorry for everybody. The UK can just switch it on, switch it off, whenever they want. I suppose most countries can. I mean, so I believe that the US is on the red list as well. Europe's on. Yeah, it's interesting. So I think my understanding of the red list is that means that if you go to Thailand from the UK, first of all, good luck trying to get out to Thailand, right? You might be stopped at the airport, but when you come back, you have to go through quarantine, right? It's like a mandatory quarantine coming back from Thailand now. Do I understand that right?
Yes, yeah, and I think it's quite expensive. But what gets me is if you've, if you've had the vaccine, so what? Just let people go back. I just find it. I mean, you've got Australia as well. Now, I saw a letter from the Australian government that somebody sent me, and they're looking at April 2022. 22 is it? Yeah, April 2022 before the Aussies come out. So we've got the Aussies banned, we've got you guys banned, Europe banned, Britain banned. That's kind of that's. I don't want to be negative, but that's pretty bad. One thing we're going to have to hope for. We normally get, coming this time of year now, you normally get from October to November, you get the long stayers coming out. The people come out for 3, 4, 5, 6 months each year, to escape Europe, the US, or Britain for the winter season. So I think it won't affect them, but we were hoping that we were going to get a half decent high season this year, but that's not looking very good at the moment.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. I do want to just some breaking news here. Mr. Mitch, one of my great moderators, who you probably know, Nick, is actually in Thailand. So he traveled to Thailand a little while ago. It's kind of a little secret we were all holding close to the vest, but he's announcing in the chat that he's actually in Phuket, Thailand. So just wanted to call that out.
I didn't realize he was. I know he's here, but I didn't realize he was in Phuket. I thought he was perhaps in an ASQ in Bangkok or something.
Yeah, so good for him for making it to Thailand. He's now announcing it once I think he's probably out of his quarantine now. It's been a little while, but congratulations to Mr. Mitch. Maybe he can make his way up to Pattaya and, buy a meal.
Yeah. I mean, restaurants should be open by next week.
Yeah.
They're opening up, but that's another confusion going on here, which I did speak to you about that earlier on. I've spoke to a couple of restaurant owners. I think part of the rules are fully vaccinated, and also the staff have to have these tests every 5 or 7 days. Now, this is a big problem because this is very expensive. There's a guy we've spoken to tonight who's got a big restaurant up on the dark side, a very popular restaurant, and he said he's not going to open because it's going to cost him 70,000 baht per week. I mean, there's not many people around as it is. We're swimming in a small pool kind of thing. And now you've also got, the vaccine issue. There's only, I think today there was yesterday there was 10.9% of the country vaccinated. Saying that, they've done very well this year. This week they've done, I think on Friday they had nearly 1 million people vaccinated alone. So they are actually going up. But in Pattaya, it's 33% have had the first jab. So they've got a very small pool already of people that can go into restaurants. And then they're going to make the staff have these antibody tests every few days. It's just not financial. It's just crazy.
Yeah, it gets expensive, right? I mean, that's an expense that a lot of business owners don't want to undertake.
Well, it's not so much they don't want to. It's they can't afford it. I know I'm interested in this because we're probably going to get this kind of crap for the bars. In fact, it'll probably be worse for us because they look, they regard us as very high risk. We're super high risk. Us. We get shut down first, and then we got shut down at 300 cases per day, and it went up to 23,000 cases per day. So yeah, of course the bars caused it, and then we're the last ones to actually open again.
Yeah, I remember if I go back to when I was last in Thailand, February 2020, which is a long time ago, Nick. I remember the Thai girls would ask me, how many cases in your home country? I said, we got 10 now. Oh, we only have 2. It was this whole thing of like almost single digits all over. Who would have guessed 2 years later, like you're talking about thousands?
It's
just amazing.
It's funny because today I've seen this.
Thank you. What's up, Pattaya, for the super sticker? Sorry, Nick, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just saying today I somebody sent me basically a graph of Thailand's testing, PCR testing, and in the last 10 days, it's just fallen straight off. So yeah, that's a good thing, though. That's a good thing. So basically, they stopped testing.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I wanted to ask you is, you're putting on a brave face for the camera here, but how are you doing personally? How are you holding up? This has got to be tough for you.
No, I mean, I've been absolutely fine. I've been, for the sort of 18 months, I was fine. Then the last sort of month, I think it's kind of hit me a bit, being honest, the last month. That's why I had to get away with Carl, go with Carl's Thailand, just go and travel, just to kind of get out of here. And then I think I've been back here 3 weeks or a month, and it has kind of got to me because I'm kind of stuck in this room. You know, I'm not okay. I've got a nice condo, but all the communal areas are shut. I've got my balcony to go to, or 7-Eleven. That's the most exciting part of my day. Now this goes on for months. I mean, I had this for 3 months, before I went away with Cole. So it does get a bit tedious. You know yourself. You've been locked down yourself, but it is soul destroying, to be honest with you. Yeah.
It's tough. You know, when we went through our initial lockdown in San Francisco, it was back March 2020. I actually sold my car back in 2017. I got rid of it. I live in San Francisco. You don't need a car. You just walk everywhere. However, during that lockdown in March where you couldn't go anywhere and even Ubers were like frowned upon, the trains were closed, I really could have used a car to get out and drive around because, to your point, being in this small apartment that I'm in, that got to be rough. And then you go out to the stores, there's a run on toilet paper, everyone's lines everywhere. It's just overreactions, right? So I feel for you, but I do feel like we can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I think it's going to come from the people, though. I think it's going to come from the people up.
I said that the other day in a video. It is like a glimmer of light, but it's weird because when you see this and then you're giving something in one hand and you're taking it away in another hand. I mean, I really don't know what's kind of where they're going with this. Okay, restaurants are supposed to be open on the 1st, but they've got to have all these things in place. Have they got time to do it? Have they got the money, to do it? And I don't think they are. I don't think these doctors that set these things have actually thought this through. I just don't know what's going to happen, to be honest with you. But it's interesting times. It's interesting to see the restaurants kind of go through this now and not ours. I'm pretty sure when it comes around towards opening, which I'm pretty confident will be by November the 1st, probably maybe mid-October to November the 1st. Because like I said, they're firing out the vaccines now rapidly. And I don't know why they're protesting in Bangkok over this, because they've been straight from, to be fair, the government have been straight from the start. They said we'll have 70% vaccinated by the end of the year. And it looks like they're going to do it. So I don't know why they're protesting.
Yeah. Well, so I hope that it gets back soon. Hopefully November, things start to pick up. And I do feel like, Nick, to your point, as quickly as they lock down places like the UK and they put countries on the red list, that will be removed quickly. My only concern there is they don't announce the removal as much as they do the red list, No,
they just, I mean, even with the red list, I mean, we've got one guy who's on this news. It was about 4 days ago when it came out. He's in in our Telegram group, and I met him the other day, and he's here, and he said, he straight away he booked his flight home. I think he's leaving today. So Danny, good luck to him. But the day after, when he checked, the flight had increased by £1,500.
Wow.
So this is what happens with these airlines. They're robbing bastards. It's a good job on this news. He did it straight away, and he got it for £300 and something pounds, and then it went up to about £1,800. It's crazy.
Wow, that is nuts.
They're all kind of, and the British government. I think what they did it with Portugal a few months ago when they basically put Portugal on some green list, so everybody booked their holiday, everybody went or whatever.
Yeah.
Next thing the next week they put them back on a red list, so everybody had to, it's crazy.
That is crazy. Thank you, Joe, again for another super sticker, though, from What's Up, Pattaya. I appreciate that. It is crazy. And that's my biggest concern, Nick, is that when we do get back to normal, we go to make our flight. Hey, we can go back. Let's check out flights. And they're 3 times the cost. Oh, no. I mean, I've known airlines have been like this for years because I've followed a lot of football or soccer matches, as you call them. And, traveling somewhere in Europe, you as soon as you draw and you get a draw, like you're on the booking a flight quick, because within a couple hours that flight's going to go up because the airlines are there. So this is what the airlines are doing. And like you say, we're going to be in a situation where, okay, I want to go. Normally I mean, I've done it where I've gone. I tell you what, I fancy going to Thailand. I fancy going to Pattaya. So I just book a flight for the next day. I've even done that. This is not possible anymore, is it? This is the problem in the future. And then if you say you book a flight, I don't know, a year down, or you don't even know what's going to happen a year down. There could be the zebra variant by then, or whatever else they come up with. It's constant goalpost moving. Yeah, and that's the biggest problem we've had here in San Francisco is we had no mask required indoors. Now we're back to wearing that. I shared a story with you. I went to the mall the other day, and we have a movie theater inside the mall where you can actually kind of walk through and get movie popcorn. You don't have to see a movie. You can just kind of walk in, hey, get some popcorn. Well, my vaccination card was required, and I was just going to the mall, so I didn't take it with me. So I had to pop open my medical records and show them. And it was like a 5-minute process just to get popcorn. So I think that's not going away. Like,
I mean, I don't know about the laws in the US, but in the UK there is data protection laws. I'm pretty sure there's nothing like that here in Thailand. You know, you got to get your medical records out. Just go to a restaurant, which is just pretty insane.
Yeah, it makes it uncomfortable.
That's just the times we're living in. It's crazy.
Yeah, and I wonder if eventually they're going to pivot to that tracking app that was required initially. I haven't heard too much about it lately, but I do feel like when they do open up things, we're probably all going to have to be tracked on an app. Do you think that's going to hurt business, people coming over? What are you hearing?
Yeah, are you talking about the Thai one?
Yeah, where you have to kind of scan in everywhere you go.
I think it's just, I mean, when the things first opened after the first lockdown, everybody was downloading these apps. I did myself. I since updated my phone. I just haven't bothered downloading it again. And you know, when the bars first opened and these places, we was checking temperatures, sign yourself in. After a week, that was gone out the window. So
yeah,
you know, it's probably the same. What's going to happen this time? They come down with these kind of laws, and they come down with them pretty heavy in the beginning, and then they just go, oh, sorry, it's a free for all. But that's what I see probably happening. And like I say, regarding the restaurants, that is a pretty high expense, and that would be an high expense for myself, checking, every so many days. And also you think about like Brian Flowers, the Nightwish group, and, all them staff, how much that would cost. You're talking like 400 or 500 staff when they're fully operational. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a lot of money, that.
Yeah, it adds up.
I don't think they've thought this one out. And like I say, the big restaurants that are busy, they're saying they're not opening. So, well, I'm pretty sure some of them will, but if you're going to get your staff vaccinated, then surely that's it. That's fine. This checking them every few days is a bit of a pain, and it's not cost effective.
Much. It's a bit much, and if someone has a negative or false positive, that's never a good thing either, right? So how do you weed that out?
Well, I think they were on about looking like a system where, instead of, which I kind of agree with this, instead of, okay, there's a case in that restaurant there's some staff member, let's lock the whole city down. I think what they're looking into now is probably closing that establishment for, a week or 2 weeks. And deep cleaning it, which to me sounds better than locking the old city down. I mean, like Australia, they have one case and they lock the old city down, which is crazy.
That's a little bit overreaction, which is just gonna. Well, I have my own opinions on what happens when you lock down people. But Wizard was saying he volunteers to take people to get vaccines. Yeah, so that's the same. I guess he would do the same thing in Pattaya. That's great. It's a great way to get people vaccinated. But I want to kind of wrap things up with you, Nick. I want to thank you and Martin for letting me play that video of Dr. William. My condolences again to a funny man, very controversial, but I appreciated him. And I'm sure that you learned a lot just from being around him. Oh, yes. Yeah, he's been a great guy. And when I had the news through this morning, Martin sent me the news. I actually, I don't often do this, but I actually did shed some tears. I kind of went out on my balcony and like this, so yeah, I did. But he's a great guy, and I would have liked to have got to know him even more. And we were planning to have him back on the show. I wanted him back on the first show, which would have been a couple of months ago if we were going to open, which we thought we were going to open. But obviously he's passed them during the time. Was he in Thailand when he passed, or was he back in his home country?
He was in Thailand. He's in Thailand.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I think he's lived here for quite a number of years, a few decades. So he's home now.
His home now. Yeah.
Actually, I think his daughter lives in San Francisco.
Oh, interesting.
I think so, yeah.
All right. Well, maybe she'll watch the video at some point, and I think it's great what you did there with the tribute video for him. That's great. So best of luck to you, Nick. We're looking forward to the TFI show returning at some point. I think it'll be great. We all miss it.
Hopefully in November, or October. We'll see.
Well, thanks for coming on. You're awesome. Thank you. A moment's notice. We kind of put this together, and thank you, Martin, for sending the video that we played, and it looked like it played okay.
Thanks, Richard. See you guys.
Bye. Great. Well, again, my condolences to the friends and family of Dr. William. That's tragic news to hear overnight. But what a fun, great man he was. So I know he's very controversial. Some people couldn't stand the guy. Some people loved him. I thought he was funny. So sometimes you got to take it with a light heart what people are saying, what they're doing. So I thought he was great. Let's kind of switch gears a little bit because I'm going to have to make a decision if we're going to go through vlogger news or not. So I'd love to hear your comments in the chat if you would like to stick around for another, let's say 10 minutes or so to go through vlogger news. I have that kind of set up, ready to go. The exchange rate down below, kind of unchanged from last week. Not really much difference. The USD kind of went down a little bit to 32.51. British pound holding steady. Same with the Aussie dollar. So that's stayed about the same. But would love to know if you'd like for me to kind of go through vlogger news. CJ Paradis is saying, yeah, sure. Mr. Mitch, okay, good. So let's do this. Let me just kind of go ahead and do this. Let me transition into another video that I have to play here. We had actually some subscribers that went out and took the advertising to heart. So they did a little bit of advertising, and I'll show this to you, and we'll be right back, and we'll go through vlogger news. Great. So hopefully you got a laugh out of that one. Spray painting. It's good. Mojo, I got an alert that you gave me a super chat here for $5. Thank you very much. Where's the big money minion doll? Ooh, good question. Man, tempted to get it. It's just a couple feet away. Maybe I'll get that while I'm playing the vlogger news intro. I'll actually bring that out. Everyone's saying probably in the chat, don't bring that darn doll out. Richard retired a couple weeks ago. I may have to actually bring it out for the vlogger news segment. We got some new vloggers to go through today, so I'm excited about that. Let's play the usual vlogger news intro, and we'll get at vlogger news.
Hello, this is Mr. Egg from the Pattaya, and this is Vlogger News on the Richard Travel Live Show.
Great, vlogger news time. And guess who we got here? We got Otto. I don't know what that means, but it's quite entertaining. Everyone, welcome Otto, our minion for the vlogger news. So let's get after it. We got a couple of great new vloggers to showcase, but first one I wanted to talk about was Johnny. There is something happening. He has a video that launched last week, what we did for 160 families in Thailand. So he actually did most of this in Hua Hin. Just wonderful video. I would say definitely check it out. Johnny, you got my vote, man. That was an awesome, not only an awesome video, but an awesome gesture to the Thai community. I mean, it's one of these things to do what he did, which was awesome and great in the giveaway. And I called out Ben Manila earlier for being one of those contributors for that as well. But then Johnny actually packaged it all up into a wonderful video that'll pull at your heartstrings. So good on you, Johnny. I would say, please, everyone go check out that video. It's well worth your time. You'll definitely appreciate what he did there. So thank you, Johnny, for that. Again, giving back to Thailand. Johnny's been in Thailand a long time himself. And he's definitely, I think, one of those stars of the community that gives back to Hua Hin. And I think CJ Paradise, who lives there as well, would probably second that one. And Brian Flowers had a great video that came out kind of with Adam from the Pattaya News talking about when will Pattaya bars open and Thailand borders open. So I thought that was a great video because they're kind of cruising in the car and they're talking about when the bars will open up and when Thailand will open up. It's a really great video. Nikki Dunn, thank you. Glad I caught you. Always good vibes. Thank you for your super chat. £2, I believe that is, €2. Man, I got to practice my denominations of money. Got to get those straight. Sometimes people are offended when I don't say it the right way. So thank you, Nikki. Appreciate your comment from last week's live show and you making the time to come on today. Appreciate that. So Brian Flowers, just a great uplifting video. I'll tell you one thing that I love about his channel is he's always very positive with the messaging. You know, there are some videos, hey, it kind of gets down the dumps, but for like 95% of the time, it's all positive all the time. And I felt that in this video as well. So I would say go check that out. Brian's actually going to be on the live show next week. So we're going to have him on. We're going to be talking about a lot of things, kind of that Nick mentioned as well, about the restrictions, the things that bar owners and restaurant owners must go through to open up again. So there's a lot of money that's involved in making that happen. And I want to talk to Brian about what that means for, his businesses that he owns. So on last count, I think he had 25, 26 bars that he's still holding on to. So let's talk about what that looks like for him moving forward in the future. I think that'll be a great conversation. And then 30 in a wake-up call. We have Kevin that's coming on the show on the 11th of September. He has a great video where he does a collaboration with Icy. That's my style. So foreigner tries Bangkok street food with local Thai lady in Chinatown. So great collab. I was laughing. So great to see them working together. Great collaboration there. I think Icy did a video as well with Kevin in there on her channel. But this is a great one as well. 30 in a wake-up call, doing some great things. We're going to have him on the channel to talk about his journey. So he's a little more complicated than you would think. He's not just a Thai vlogger doing vlogs. He's made some life changes in his life for the better, and he's kind of living out his best life right now and happens to be in Thailand. So we're going to talk to him about his initial start of his channel and then the move on to where he's doing now, what he's doing now, which is more Thailand based. And then to that Icy's channel, to her point here, Ghost Town Shopping Terminal 21, Bangkok, Thailand. So it actually reminded me a lot of the show Abandoned that you'll sometimes find on YouTube. If you search for abandoned buildings or abandoned businesses, you'll find this great show where they go into these places, nobody in there. Boy, Terminal 1 looked like that. Great video by her kind of going through that. Wow, just nobody there, but some great commentary. And it's kind of nice to kind of see what's happening there because it really allows you to focus on what's going on in your home country. And hey, listen, I'll get back there when things open up, but I'm not going to come back when it's like it is now. And I think she would probably be the first one to tell you, probably not a good time to come back. Wait until we open up some things. So great video. Check her out. Icy's been on the channel a couple times, twice, I think now. And actually, I think 3 times. So look to have her back at some point, get her in the schedule and have her back. She's got some great videos and I just love having her on. She's really funny. And then let's switch gears a little bit because I did have a couple of comments around people saying, hey, what are some new channels that I can look at? So I will tell you, one that I found just recently was Life After Kids with, I think it's Kai Williams. And great channel, just starting out, 100 subs, 106 subs. She was actually featured on a Thai vlogger's real estate channel about her move into her house that she was moving into. It's a great story. They moved from the US to Thailand. And the title of that video is We Moved to Thailand, y'all. So great video and great channel. So I would say check it out if you want to get in on some of these channels that are going to have great content early on before they get to have 10,000, 20,000 subs. This is probably one of those channels. So I would say it's worth your time to check it out. The video is somewhat short, and I think you'll really appreciate the content here on the channel. Again, they're just starting out, but some great information. And then another one that I found recently is this channel called What's Doing Biz. And the name of this video that I love so much is Get Your Life Back. This is how. So again, smaller channel, just starting out, 109 subs, but wow, great videos. This one in particular really spoke to me and was very inspirational. He talks about his life growing up with his dad, the fact that he was actually, I think his dad was located here in San Francisco. So a lot of his memories are in San Francisco here and moving to living his best life, and just some really great videos. He does a lot of shorts as well on the channel. But again, just starting out, I could see this channel really taking off because the videos are high quality. I've definitely appreciated watching those. So I would say check some of those out if you like it. I'll tell you one thing, Otto liked it. See, Otto liked it. If Otto likes it, you guys should check it out. That's it for Vlogger News. We're going to end that segment there. I'll play the outro and then we'll come back and we'll kind of wrap up the show here. If I can find my little outro to Vlogger News, and we will play. Excuse me, guys. Scrolling around a lot today. It's a big show. There we go.
Thailand Rob here, and that's all this week in Vlogger News. Please return your seats and tray tables to their upright position, and thank you for flying Recharge Travels.
Great. So we got Brian Flowers in the chat saying LOL, yes. So we'll definitely be having Brian Flowers on next week, and look forward to that conversation because there's a lot of new things to talk about that we never talked about on the first interview with him. So I'm looking forward to that. All right. So, and Toothless is saying, what's up beat going on locally? Where you are, Mr. Richard? Well, I'll tell you one thing. The city is trying to come back around here in San Francisco. It's a great question, by the way. Thank you for that, Toothless. I will tell you that I'm seeing more tourists in the city, which really prevents or provides a little bit of a buzz in the city. I love it because I see tourists. I see a lot of them speaking their different languages with their suitcases coming into Union Square here. And that's great. So I feel like the city is trying to come alive. I would just love to see some of the other restrictions lifted. I think we'd have more people coming in. So I definitely see the city is trying to come alive, which is great. There are more places that are opening up. You know, bars and restaurants are open here. You do have to wear a mask. Bars are asking you show your vaccination card, that kind of thing. It can somewhat be problematic if you're not carrying around your vaccine card and you decide, hey, I'm just going to jet into this restaurant. You got to kind of think ahead. So that can sometimes be a bit of a problem. Maggie's Journey wanted to welcome you to the live chat. Maggie's Journey's got a great channel as well, Maggie's Journey. So check her out. That would be great. And Gotta Love Thailand saying hello to Bill. I see that's my style. It says, great show again, Richard. All right, perfect. Yeah, we'll definitely look at getting you in the schedule, which would be great. And Brian Flowers saying, honored to be on the show next week. I think it's going to be great. I'll have to think about, Brian, if we want to do a pre-interview or not. Boy, the pre-interview we did this week with Greeny and Fi didn't really do so well. All those jokes we created, I don't think anyone was really laughing. So maybe we'll just take it, you know, spur of the moment type of conversation and write down some good questions. We'll see. Sometimes you can overanalyze things, right? Paralysis by analysis. So sometimes you can put too much work into these things. But hopefully everyone enjoyed the show today. We kind of did something different. We brought Nick on at the last minute, talking about the Dr. Williams passing away. We had the, if you did miss the beginning of the live show, go back. We had a minute of silence, a tribute to the soldiers that lost their lives recently in Afghanistan. So I really put a lot of time into that little 1 minute video. So I would say if you happen to be catching this on the replay or you just missed half of the show today, go and check out the replay and check that out. Again, we're having Brian Flowers coming on next week. I'm looking forward to having him on the show. And I will say, as I wrap things up, thanks for everyone that tuned in. I'll see you next weekend on the Richard Travel Live Show. Goodbye, everybody.